What would you do if a computer told you that nuclear missiles were on their way and you had just minutes to respond before your entire nation was wiped off the map? In 1983, one man faced that exact choice. And by choosing to do absolutely nothing, he may have saved the entire human race. The year is 1983. It's the peak of the Cold War. The United States and the Soviet Union are locked in a terrifying standoff, each armed with enough nuclear weapons to end civilization. Both sides live in constant fear of a first strike, knowing that even the smallest mistake could trigger Armageddon. On the night of September 26th, a 44-year-old Soviet officer named Stanislav Petrov began his shift at a secret command center near Moscow. His job was simple but unimaginably stressful. Monitor the early warning satellites for any sign of a U.S. nuclear attack. If an attack was confirmed, he had to alert his superiors, who would then launch an immediate full-scale retaliation. The whole process would take just a few minutes. Shortly after midnight, the silence was shattered. A deafening alarm blared. Red lights flashed across the control room. A massive screen screamed a single word: launch. The system was reporting that an American missile was headed for the Soviet Union. Seconds later, it got worse. The screen updated to show 5 incoming missiles. Petrov froze. Protocol, training, and every rule in the book demanded he report the attack. This report would have raced up the chain of command, and within minutes, Soviet missiles would have been flying toward America. The world was on the brink of total annihilation, but something felt wrong to Petrov. 5 missiles. Just 5. He reasoned that if the US was starting a nuclear war, they wouldn't send a handful. They'd send hundreds to overwhelm Soviet defenses. It just didn't make sense. The billion-dollar satellite system had never failed before. Tensions were higher than ever. His officers were staring at him, waiting for the command. The weight of the world was on his shoulders. Despite the screaming alarms and the immense pressure, Petrov trusted his gut. He made a choice that went against everything he was trained to do. He picked up the phone to his superiors and reported a system malfunction, a false alarm. He told them no missiles had been fired, and then he waited. Every second felt like an hour. He knew that if he was wrong, nuclear fire would rain down on Moscow, and his hesitation would have doomed his country. Minutes crawled by, and then nothing. No explosions, no impacts. The ground radar screens remained clear. Petrov was right. It was all a massive, terrifying mistake. Investigators later found that sunlight reflecting off high-altitude clouds had tricked the satellite sensors, making them think they were seeing missile launchers. But Petrov wasn't celebrated for his incredible act of defiance. The incident was classified. He was officially reprimanded for not following procedure, and his logbook wasn't filled out properly. For years, the world had no idea how close it came to destruction, and no one knew his name. When the story finally broke in the 1990s, Petrov was hailed internationally as the man who saved the world, But he remained humble, always insisting he wasn't a hero. He said he was just doing his job and trusting his judgment. Experts, however, disagree. They believe that if Petrov had followed orders that night, a chain reaction of retaliation would have begun, leading to all-out nuclear war. His hesitation almost certainly saved human civilization. Stanislav Petrov died quietly in 2017, still largely unknown in his own country. His story is a chilling reminder of how close we came to the end and how our survival once depended not on technology but on the calm doubt of one man. In a world that demands instant reactions, Petrov's greatest act was the courage to pause, to think, and to do absolutely nothing. And that nothing saved everything. Thanks for watching. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories from history.